This is a walk around the wildlife perimeter of Mowbray Park, and it's protected by law. This is an afternoon, so if you can see my shadow, that I hope it makes the video more interesting. But, and as you can see, when you come up to this sign, it's a parkland regeneration project. Bushland regeneration project is being undertaken in this area by Local Asset Services East. Aims are to re-establish local native flora and flora through planting and weed removal to beautify the area and provide a habitat for wildlife. Please assist by leaving plants and animals where you find them, planting bush-friendly plants in your gardens, taking litter away and not dumping garden refuge, and keeping domestic animals on a leash. So that's the rules. Now there we go, that's the endangered trees in Mowbray Park, just so that you've got an idea. That's Lytton Road, so you can see how that row of trees, and including the hedge, frame and protect this wildlife area, because it gives a buffer zone for the animals if they get outside of this wildlife area, which they do, I guarantee you, at night time. I haven't got a good enough video to show you. Maybe someone will lend me night cam. And let's go inside, because I haven't actually ever been inside here, because I try to not spend too much time in here, because of course it's a protected area and the less humans are around traipsing inside, the happier the animals inside will be. But there is a designated walking path, and that's the path that I'm following. And you can see it's just gorgeous. And at the time that this was established, that was the end of the medieval fair, because they decided that this area was too precious to have a whole lot of people having festivals in the park, which unfortunately the park hasn't had as much fame since it's stopped being the home of the medieval fair. But many of you may remember the medieval fair, very old protected fig tree, heritage listed. And then we go around the other area of the perimeter of the wildlife area, and just so that you can see there's some really good work that's been done. Some of the trees are, that one there's somehow died, which was a bit of a shame. Alright, and then you can see up there's the development, which is where the road project's going ahead. And you know, again, that line of endangered trees along Lytton Road, but they're at this stage with the hedge still providing the buffer for this wildlife area. But before I finish the video, I'll just show you the War Memorial, because there are plans to move the War Memorial down in front of this area, which I don't think is a good idea, because if a lot of people are gathered around the War Memorial, it takes away from the wildlife area. That's a little heritage listed electrical fitting from the park. And the War Memorial itself is its own area of the park. The park is just like this wonderland with so many different facets to it. Unfortunately, the guns are pointed towards Lytton Road. Some of the Anzacs would like the guns moved around, but I don't think we need to move the whole war memorial to do that. And it has already been moved once from where it was, so we don't want to be shoveling it around all the time. And it's signature to the park, and it's particularly interesting with the trees. So we have two areas, and they're trying to shove two areas into one area just simply to acquire land, and that's not really a good idea.